all on Instagram, so check it out.
Instagram. Staple Together podcast.
Staple Together pod. Or just Uzi Chicken.
Or
Find
just
either.
Suit on Lives.
That's not the Staple Together one, though. But you can go to the Suit on Lives. Or the Peachy F. Keen.
Follow us all on Instagram.
Yeah.
I have an Instagram.
We do the Instas.
Yeah.
Do you have any news? Is that all for you? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't have any
specific news.
Specific news. I did want to mention the Pop Culture Con and whatnot. We went over our new format. That's cool.
That's news.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Joker. I was planning to talk about Joker last week. The preview debuted, and it was great. The day before they had a motion. Or it wasn't a motion poster, just a poster teasing the teaser.
It looked pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks really dirty, grimy. Origin tale, borrowing heavily from the One Bad Day storyline by oh man, I have that up here. Give me just a second. Okay, so it's Todd Phillips' Joker movie. Gritty look into the titular villain's origin story. It borrows heavily from Alan Moore's One Bad Day storyline. It looks super interesting. Joaquin Phoenix, of course, as
Them Joker boy,
yeah. And as the Batman baddie, and this movie hits theaters in October. So
just in time for
Halloween.
Halloween.
Yeah, super exciting.
The most Halloween costume that we'll see this year.
We did see an article like that, did we not? I'm excited about that. Joker is my favorite villain. He is my all-time favorite. I'm not a DC guy, and he's my all-time favorite villain. I've got my guys in Marvel, and I like them for who they are, but there's no topping the Joker, and I'm super excited to see this take on it.
Same. Joker is also my favorite villain, even though I hate clowns.
Yeah.
And he's the clown prince.
I hate spiders. I'm a Spider-Man.
I hate spiders too, and I love Spider-Man. What the hell is wrong with us?
I don't know.
I'm allergic to cats. I've got cats.
Yeah.
Podcasts. But, this looks like... I've heard a mixed review online from people saying,
I don't doubt
like
it.
It's going to be boring. And then I heard people saying, oh, that looks like it's going to be great. This is how we should see these comics.
Jim Lee said that it looked cool, so...
Yeah,
Jim Lee knows DC.
Jim Lee does know DC.
And if it falls in line with what they've done with their movies lately, Aquaman was a hit.
Shazam was a good movie.
Shazam was a good movie. Make sure you check out that Instagram.
Contrary to what we may have sounded on the live.
Oh, sorry. It's gone.
Yeah, never mind. Just stays on your story for 24 hours.
Oh, never mind.
So, make sure you watch the next one.
Yeah.
But I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked the trailer. I'm looking forward to seeing his take on it.
Yeah.
Joker is not my favorite villain, but I think he's a really good villain.
Yeah, he's great though. Yeah.
He's not fast enough.
He's not fast enough.
Yeah.
I really like Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
He's crazy.
He's crazy.
And fast.
I still gotta find that video where you get shot in the head by Batman.
Apparently that's a thing.
So we're moving into the review section then, huh?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
So Peachy, what books did you have this week?
Well, this week I had 6 books. I had The Amazing Spider-Man number 19, written by Nick Spencer, featuring the cover art by Humberto Ramos and inside art by Gerardo Sandoval. I had Symbiote Spider number 1, written by Peter David, featuring art by Greg Land with a art credit to Ivan Coelho. And Spider-Man Deadpool number 48,
did you get for the symbiote Spider-Man?
Oh, that's right. I got that Scotty Young cover. That's right. With Spider-Man in his symbiote costume, much like Scotty Young's previous amazing Spider-Man cover that he did with him in his traditional costume, hanging upside down from his webbing. So I got that one signed by Stan Lee. I'm going to hang the symbiote costume one next to that. I had to get it. I was on a mission today, went to the comic store, forgot it, and long story short, my wife picked it up for me. Thank you guys for making sure that got into my hold slot.
Yeah. So I'll suit up.
Spider-Man Deadpool number 48 was out this week. Written by Robbie Thompson, featuring art from Jim Toe, and the cover by Dave Johnson. And the new Web of Venom, Cult of Carnage, number 1 was out this week. Story by Frank Thierry, art by Danilo Beyruth and Joshua Cassaro. But my pick of the week this week is going to be Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 5, featuring a story by Tom Taylor, art by Yildirov Cinar, and art credit, cover credit, I believe, going to Andrew C. Robinson, with credit to Nolan Woodard for color art. Friendly Neighborhood has been a great read thus far. This is only 5 books in. The ongoing storyline, or whatever the story arc that was going on, he'd been left with some children from an underground city in New York who were fleeing there for one reason or another, and he'd met an old-timey superhero called the Rumor.
She's old-timey for sure.
Yeah, old-timey for sure. Well, more and more is revealed to us within issues 3 and 4, which I read also recently, or today, before I read issue number 5, but issue number 5 was my pick of the week. That was the underlying story. It had a great outcome. Pick it up if you're into it. But the underlying story, of course, being May Parker being diagnosed with cancer.
Ah!
Yeah.
Thanks for pausing for letting me scream.
Yeah, no problem.
Bullshit. That's.
It's dumb.
We've known for a couple weeks now, or at least Oos and I have known, but we kind of let you know too. You kind of knew.
I think I've known the longest because I read the previews.
You read the previews.
It was terrible. It was a bad time.
I at least up to issue number 3, where that's where a rumor kind of comes out. That's
where she gets diagnosed, and she finds out. So we find out as a reader in issue number 3. Peter finds out himself.
He did find out.
Peter finds out in issue number 5. Basically, and that's where this has all kind of been the culmination leading up to. He came home from his whole ordeal with the underground New York City and people and everything, having saved the day, and tired Spider-Man just wanting to get to his bed, and he walks into his bedroom and there's May saying we need to talk, and that's kind of where issue number 4 ended. Issue number 5 picks up with him kind of being like, my spider sense should have been telling me something's wrong this whole time, but and it just kind of goes straight into it. She talks about like when her chemotherapy start and stuff like that, and she's like, so this is when this is happening, can you be there? And he basically tells her, I'm so busy right now. I am so busy. And in his head, I mean, he doesn't want to accept this. He doesn't want to know about this. He doesn't want this to be true. If he doesn't go, maybe it doesn't happen, kind of thing. I can kind of see where he's coming from, and she's completely understanding. And
of course she is, because she's Aunt May.
She's Aunt May, yeah. So, he goes out to clear the cobwebs and do some web spinning and stuff like that to try to get over stuff, and he's just pissed at the world, He runs into a neighborhood kid. He recognizes that it's stolen a car, and a whole thing ensues. And basically, he helps this kid steal this car and get away with it because he knows who he is and he knows the situation he's in.
Bad Parker.
Whatever.
Bad Peter.
But before all that happened, he stopped this car and was ready to murder the person inside and broke his wrist to start with by yanking him so hard out of the car that he was he was gonna beat the living tar out of this guy. And he's like, oh, I know who you are. And he's like, hey, you're Miguel. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not O'Hara?
Yeah, not O'Hara.
No.
But, I know you, blah, blah, blah. He's like, he's like, I'm in this situation. He basically helps him steal the car. It's a great read. It's does a lot to take your mind off of what had just happened, but and it gives you a lot to think about with how he came into the situation that he was in there, and where he was coming from, the way he felt about any criminal. He was just, you stupid. I think
wrong day to steal a car.
Yeah. I think that may be a direct quote from the book. Is you stupid. Whatever. But
bleep.
Yeah.
Traditional Disney Marvel bleep.
It does a great job. He takes him to Doctor Strange to get fixed up, to get the kids. He gets away. They get away. He makes the car disappear with magic webbing.
Oh.
No, it's a great little romp. That whole chase thing is awesome. But long story short, they go to see Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange agrees to take care of him and make him a cast. His hand's broken, whatever, wrist is broken, blah, blah, blah. Peter mentions, I did it. Yeah, it was careless of me. I broke his wrist, but I've got a lot on my mind. Someone really close to me is sick, and hey, by the way. And Doctor Strange is like, things can be done. You can make deals with demons and things like that, but that's probably not a door you want to open up. And he's like, yeah, let's not look into that kind of thing.
There's a price to be paid.
Yeah, that right there made me think of the movie. Mordo at the end, he's like, the bill comes due. The bill comes due. There's a price to be paid for the things that you're doing and misusing magic and things like that, whatever.
He hasn't seen the movie, but all the way through.
Oh, I thought you had.
He's seen
I've seen the end.
The beginning and the end, but
okay.
Yeah.
But
I haven't seen it full sit through of the Strange Doctor.
It's a good movie. I dug it. But yeah, he basically tells him you don't want to go into that. Spider-Man agrees, whatever.
You don't want none of this, Ricky Bobby.
I love that. I pull that up for people as often as possible.
Often.
Yeah, she knows.
Same.
But long story short, kid gets fixed up. Spider-Man has some
reflection?
Yeah, to do. There we go. Some inner reflection to do and think about things. And at the end of the book, we cut to May at her first chemo treatment, and the nurse asks her, are you here by yourself? And she just kind of looks around. She's like, oh, yes, it's just me, dear, kind of thing. And she goes in there and whatever, and the doctor's like, oh, good to see you. I'm glad we can get this started for you. Your son's already waiting. And that's where she's like, my son? And we see a shadowy figure, and the next panel is Peter there waiting for her kind of thing. And
I knew he'd go.
Yeah.
Fate in a Spider-Man.
The last panel is, this is a one-shot book, and it's a great one-shot book. If you're not picking up the series, at least pick this book up. It's going to be pertinent in Spider-Man history, and it's just a great one-off. But the end of the book, she thanks him for being there, and he's like, of course, where else was I going to be? And that's the end of the book. It's just great like that. So definitely recommend the read. great art. I